Perfect. All right. Hello, Esther. Oh, Esther, I think you said you finished your homework too. I saw that. Awesome. There was Esther that said she finished. Yeah. Awesome. Did you paste your links or describe them in the chat?
Yeah, I posted it on the previous comments in the assignment.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, I see your post. I had done the assignments, and then you put them up in the comments, I think. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Okay, perfect. Where's Opeolua? Is Opeolua here today? I don't know. Shadira Negwu, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I saw your work. And then you completed your work. All right, it is 8 o'clock, so we are going to be beginning class for now. I'm just going to be presenting my screen. Give me one moment, please. Oh, no, not this one. This one. Alrighty, so can you guys see my screen here? Yeah, okay, perfect, awesome. All right, so welcome to our Learning With Me Scratch Camp Day 2. As you guys can see with the Giphy over here, this is the kind of project we will be creating today. It is a very fun yet simple game, but it does have a lot of pieces, so we're going to have to try to get through this a little quickly and faster than last week. In the game, essentially when you click the green flag, you are the mouse and you're trying to get away from the cat. But whenever the cat eats you, you lose a life. But if you can stay for 30 seconds, then you win. Was someone talking? Okay. So that's essentially what the game is. We'll go into details in a couple minutes. Just a reminder for our code of conduct, please be respectful for everyone. If someone's falling behind, we're going to try to catch everyone up together. We can only go as fast as our weakest link again. So we need to make sure that we are bearing with each other. Please be respectful of each other's pace. Please stay on mute when someone is talking or when I, as the instructor, am talking. And use the chat for your questions and your help. All right, and keep the chat activity related. And if your internet does disconnect or mine disconnects, I'm going to try to join back as soon as possible and try to join the call and join what was going on. Alrighty? And you guys already know how to use Google Meet. You have your microphone button. If you click on it, you will mute yourself or unmute yourself. You have your call button to end the call. And then you have your chat button in the top right corner. All right, so let's do a quick review of what we did last week. What is a computer?
It's what movies will have every other device to contact with other people.
That works, yeah. Computers do help you contact with other people. Awesome. What are some other responses, guys? What is a computer?
Yes. A computer is
Yeah, that works. Computers compute and they do a lot of your daily work. Esther, I think you were trying to say something.
a computer
That works. A computer is a device which stores data. That's what Iomide said, which is very true. A computer is a device that stores data. It's very important. Pearl says a device for processing data. Exactly. So we have storing data and we have processing data. Perfect. And a computer is something that computes something. So just like how your calculator calculates something, a computer computes something. It follows instructions, step-by-step instructions, which is called coding or algorithms. And what are some parts of the computer that you guys remember from last week? So we talked about mouse and keyboard. What else is a part of the computer? The screen. Perfect, Amade. Awesome. What else? The monitor is part of a computer. Beautiful. What else is part of a computer? The motherboard. Awesome. I see a lot of motherboards. CPU. What's the CPU? What is the CPU? So were you saying something, Esther? Can you repeat that? Yeah, CPU is the part to which all the data goes to. That works. That's where the processing happens. The CPU is the central processing unit. Awesome. That's what it stands for, central processing unit. And it basically processes your data. It's the brain of your computer. Just like how we have brains, they also have brains. Keyboard is a function. Keyboard and mouse are both features, parts of a computer. They're all input devices. Hello, Opeolua. Your screen is part of a computer. The camera is a function that the computer has. Awesome, beautiful answers. We didn't talk about RAM yet, but RAM is your random access memory. So if you have a brain, your brain needs a memory. Just like that, your computer also needs a memory to keep that data. Remember, computers process and store data. So to process the data, you have the CPU. To store the data, you have your RAM, your random access memory. Please do try to keep these words in mind. I will quiz you on it. Let's move on to our next part. What is coding? What is coding? HTML is a type of coding. Awesome. You can hear me? Opeolua, can you hear me? Okay, I really like Ayamade's answer here. The type of language which the computer understands. That's awesome. Yeah, so you can hear me, Opeolua. That's awesome. Esther says that she meant to say Scratch. So yeah, Scratch is a type of coding, essentially. It teaches you coding. HTML is a type of coding. But the most important part here, which is really key, is that coding is a type of language. So there are many types of languages which the computer understands. And Isaac added, coding is a set of instructions given to a computer for it to follow. Awesome. So just like how you guys might follow directions on a map, right? Like turn left on King Street, turn right on this street, drive 4 kilometers. Whatever the instructions are, you follow them step by step. The computer does the same thing. It follows instructions step by step. Awesome. So coding is step-by-step instructions that computers follow to give you an output. So output is the most one of the key components here that we missed today, but essentially it doesn't just follow the instructions just to keep it in itself. It follows the instructions and then shows you what's going on. So other languages include Python, HTML, Java, and Scratch. And Scratch is different from both of these because it is block-based coding. All right, and we're going to get into our new terminology for today. And one of the most important terminologies in coding across all languages in coding. And that is variables. Have you guys ever heard of variables before? Yeah, maybe. I hear a couple yeses. I saw Fazila be like, nope, what are you talking about? I see a couple no's and yeses in the chat. So variables, does anyone ever hear variables in math class? X is a variable. Yeah, those are variables. So that is a different kind. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so those variables are different from coding variables. Coding variables are basically variables hold your information. And this is what your variable chart is going to look like, your variable command. So variables hold information, and that information can change. All right. So basically, a variable is like a bucket. It's like a bin. It's like this box. You open the box. That's when you set the variable. Then you put your value in it, and then you close it. And then when you need it, you pull it up again. And that information that you put inside the box can change. It'll make more sense in a little bit. But essentially, variables hold your information, and that information can change. So you have your change, and you have your set command. And some examples of variables are scores, timers, your points, your speed. So these are all things that are part of a game, right? Like in a game, you'll have lives. In a game, you'll have a timer. So these are both variables. And just to give you guys a quick run through of what is a new feature we're adding to our Google Classroom is that there's going to be a document in the Google Classroom that is going to kind of go over the stuff we're talking about. Just going to give it 1 minute. So I'm going to try sharing screen over here. Okay, hold on. This is not reacting how I wanted it to display. Okay, never mind. Okay, so essentially variables hold your information, and that information can change. Okay, perfect. So now on this document over here, does everyone see this page that says coding concepts, terms that we've learned? You guys see this page? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So this page is what we are going to be adding our terminologies to, and then you guys are going to have access to this, and it's going to be basically a big list of all the terms, the coding words, commands that you guys are going to be using. So to start off, one of the most important one was computer, and we talked about it being so many things. We can fill this in later. We talked about parts of a computer. And we got into talking about what is coding. And what we just talked about right now was variables. So can someone summarize for me what are variables? I want to see like if you guys kind of understood like what did I just say when I was talking about variables? Do you guys think I should explain it one more time? Oh, yes? Okay. I like a little bit what Isaac and Esther have here, but I'll reiterate it for you guys one more time. So Isaac mentions here that variables are like boxes that we put information in. Variables are like boxes that we put information in. I like that answer. And Esther mentions that the information of variables can change. And essentially that's all that variables are. So variables hold your data. They hold your information, and then maybe you take that variable and you'll change it again. I know it doesn't like make a lot of sense right now, but once we start, it's gonna make more sense. Okay. So this is just a little document that we're going to be adding information to slowly, so you guys have a whole list of everything we've done in a whole summary. Okay, and I'm just gonna change back to. All right, so we're going to end our coding terminologies part here, and we're going to move on to our next segment, which is talking about some of the projects that you guys checked out. So last week in my homework assignment, I mentioned that you guys should explore Scratch and look at some of the other projects other people have done, and try to like them, star them. So what were some of them that you guys liked? Golf battle? Yeah, I saw that. Okay. So a couple of you guys did submit your homework, which is pretty cool. Jet ski rush, I haven't checked that out yet. That sounds pretty cool. But some of them were really, really interesting. I remember seeing someone's post on what's behind the mask or what's under the mask. And that was so funny because it's so relatable too. Gravity Run was a good one. And Emmanuel says that Jet Ski Rush did have variables. Awesome. So what variables did it have? Emmanuel, do you want to kind of explain, like it had variables, like what variables did it have? You measured your distance. Wow, that is pretty cool. So that is an accurate identification of variables. Golf battle had variables. Okay, can you explain like what kind of variables? It counts your points or your coins. Yeah, that's awesome. Gravity Run. Did Gravity Run have any variables? Yeah. Okay, awesome. So you guys are going to notice that pretty much every single program, every single game, every single application, every single website has I don't know why it'll be able to, but your internet keeps trying to disconnect. So maybe when you want to like add something, can you put it in the chat? If that's okay. Awesome. All right, so you guys pretty much looked at Scratch and it was pretty cool. Did anyone find like try to look into the code for the games that they liked?
I can't see the games because I didn't know how to.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. I'll explain it to you when we get there on the page. That's okay. Totally no problem. All right. Yeah, and Samantha, you checked the codes? That's pretty cool. Okay, did you try to like understand what was going on? Did it make sense? A little bit? A little, yeah. Like the first code, when green flag, click. That must have been a click. No, pun right there. Okay, never mind. Anyhow, let's keep moving forward. So the first thing we're going to do before we actually create our code is that we need to brainstorm some ideas. So please grab a notebook with a paper, pencil, not paper, or paper and pencil. And I need you guys to kind of conceptualize what we're about to create. All right. So when you have that, let me know. Do you guys have paper, pencil? Okay, Olua, you're ready. Toluwani, I think you have paper, pencil in your hand. Right? Awesome, I saw that. Samantha, you've got a notebook. Emmanuel, you're ready. Esther's ready. Okey-doke, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna wait for one more ready. And Osinomo, I think, gave me a ready. Awesome. Okay, so on your page, I want you to write down what your background is going to look like. So mine is grass. Mine's green grass. But you can write anything on your background. You can write, okay, I have my box. My background's going to be, I don't know, maybe it's space. Maybe it's blue. Whatever you want it to be. Maybe it's a carpet. You know, that works. All right. The next thing is, what is our sprites going to be? So sprites are your objects. Sprites are the characters on your field. So what's an obvious sprite that you're going to need for this mouse chasing game? A cat and a mouse, perfect. Exactly. So just make sure you write down a cat and a mouse, and you kind of think about how big and small your cat and mouse is going to be. They can't be the same size. Try to kind of think about how you're going to change the size features. Awesome. Mouse and a cat, perfect. You can, if you wanted to, you could have changed it to like a tiger and like a mouse or a cheetah. You can be creative. Go for it. All right, let's think a little bit more deeper. What variables might we need? Lives, variable, perfect, awesome. Zila, were you going to add something? Your lives and timer are going to be a variable. You can add points too. Awesome. That works. Perfect. Lives, timer, points. That's going to be your main variables. Great. And we need to figure out, how does the mouse move and how does the cat move? Because if you think about it, it looks like there's like a black dot on the mouse and the mouse is following the cursor. You know? Oh, exactly. Awesome. That's what the code is going to be. It's going to be pointing towards the mouse pointer, and it's going to be moving towards the mouse pointer. Perfect. All right. So without further ado, I think it is time we get started. So guys, I want you guys to write 4 things on your page. All right. So a background, and then you can write mouse and cat, write timer and lives, and also mouse pointer. There should be like 5 or 6 words on your page. You just want to jot down some ideas so that we can, as we progress through the course, we can kind of follow our chain of thought, kind of. All right. Alrighty, so we are now going to be moving on to our next part, which is starting the code. So the link is up here. I'm going to post it for you guys in the chat. And then from there, we're going to click create, or if you haven't created your account yet, you're going to create an account. Like copy paste this. Control C. Control V. Esther, do you have a question? Yeah, go for it. What's your question? Sure, if you guys want to add music, go for it. We can add music in the end as well. That works. Just give me 1 second. All right, guys. So I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to fire. Pardon? How do we add music to it? So we're going to, I'll show you guys how to add that. We went over it last week too a little bit, how to add sounds. But we'll add music today too if we have time. Okay, Alcinemo, you haven't created your account yet. Okay, and Samantha, you verified your account. That's awesome. So I'll show you how to create your account. Give me 1 second. Okay. So this is what your, no, not this, hold on. When you click on the link that I posted in the chat, you should be able to see this page come up. All right, Osinowo, do you see that page? Okay, so for this, for Osinowo and Call Me Ella, anyone who hasn't created their account yet, please do so right now. Awesome. So when you come on this page, you're going to see Join Scratch and you're going to see Sign In. So you guys didn't create an account yet, so you're going to click on Join Scratch. Once you click on Join Scratch, it's going to ask for your username, a password, and an email. Make sure that you give a correct email so that they can verify your account, which is super important. Okay. Okay, Jane, you didn't make yours yet. Do you want to make that right now, please? Okay, Osinowo, I'm assuming you got logged in. Once you get logged in, you're going to click on the Create button on the top left corner up here, right beside the logo. All right, and Halia and Jane, have you guys found your way through the website too? Guys? Yeah, Halia says yes. And Jane, did it work for you? You click on the link that I posted above, and then you're going to click on Join Scratch. All right, so we're going to, okay, so let me know when you're there, okay? And I believe OS will be there to help you as well as AM. Awesome. So we're going to keep going. All right, so when everyone has their Scratch accounts ready, can you guys please give me a ready in the chat? Ready. Awesome. I love seeing all these readies. So exciting. Okay, yeah, Jane, if you still need any help, let us know in the chat. Okie doke. All right, so you guys probably have a screen that looks similar to mine. So we're going to click on Create, and we're going to go into our coding platform, basically. And just a quick refresher, on your left side, you have all your commands from motion, which means movement, looks, sounds, events, control, sensing, operators, variables. Variables, this is important. These are all commands that you can drag into your processing area. When you click the green flag, it does it. Moves 10 steps. All right. So guess what, guys? We're creating a mouse and cat game, but I don't really like this mouse in our game. Kind of want more like a smaller, less happy mouse. So I'm going to click on the trash can right above the Sprite 1 icon. So the cat's on my output screen. It says Sprite 1. There's an eyeball. There's this little cat over here, and I'm going to click on the trash can. Does everyone have a blank canvas? Awesome. Perfect. Ayamade, you're way ahead of us. Awesome. Tolawani, what's not working for you? We're going to have you helped out in the chat. Awesome. So when we click on stage, we're going to click on the magnifying glass, and we're going to figure out what backdrop do we want. So any recommendations for backdrops, guys? Pardon? Oh, farm, jungle. Okay, I'm hearing jungle a lot. There's desert, this bedroom. Bedroom's kind of funny. That'd be really cool too. Okay, jungle's pretty cool. Jungle looks kind of scary. Let's go with jungle. But bedroom, farm, whatever you guys pick totally works. Once I have my backdrop, we're gonna click on this blue cat, and we're gonna click on the magnifying glass, and I'm gonna pick 2 sprites. One's a mouse and one's a cat. So let's find our mouse. So you guys can do this mouse, this cat, not a mouse. Yeah, that works. Be creative, guys. No, you don't have to do a cat. You can do anything else that chases another item. So any 2 animals that chase each other works. Can you please hold on? I haven't started my computer. Uh-oh. Okay. It shows a lion. That's pretty cool. Tolawani, can you please describe in the chat what is not working? With more description. If it's just loading for you and it's taking a long time to load, then you might have to refresh the page. Okay, Esther, I don't know how long I can hold up because we do have very limited time. Yeah. You're almost there. Okay, yeah, but OS is right. We are going to be posting our notes in the Google Classroom, so you won't be totally behind. All right, so I've selected my mouse sprite, and I'm going to click on choose a sprite, and I'm going to collect another sprite. I'm going to search up. You guys pick lion. Lions. That lion works. I'm going to pick, I don't know, cat. What other cats do they have? No. They have cheetah. No. Remember, you want to pick something that's in like a bird's eye view. So this is bird's eye view. I'm just going to pick this cat, this top view of the cat. So that way, if this is chasing this, it makes sense. All right. To begin our code, please click on your mouse sprite. Yeah, click on the mouse sprite. So we're going to click on the mouse sprite. And remember last week I told you guys that there is one piece of code that always starts the code. What's that piece of code again? Pearl got it. I think Ayamada is typing it. The green flag. Yes, Ayamada. When touching the green flag. Green flag. Awesome. You guys remember, this is great. So we're going to go into events, which is our 4th circle. It's a yellow circle. We're going to click on when green flag clicked. Awesome. Once we have when green flag clicked, we are going to go into motion. Remember I told you I want my my mouse, this is on the mouse. I want the mouse to follow my cursor, my real mouse on the screen. And so it needs to point at it and it needs to go to it. If it just goes to it without pointing at it, it's going to look really awkward. It's like if I'm looking over there but talking to you guys. I have to look at you and talk to you. So same way the mouse needs to point towards the cursor and then it has to go towards the cursor. So we're going to scroll down in motion and then we're going to go to point towards mouse pointer. So this is like your 10th command-ish. To scroll down a little bit, point towards mouse pointer. And then we're going to go and grab the 4th command here that says go to random position. And we're going to change random position to mouse pointer. So far I have 3 blocks of code, and you guys are gonna notice something. Ready? I'm gonna click the green flag, and my mouse just jumped from here to there. But when I click the green flag again, it doesn't move from its spot. Is there a way I could fix that? Something's missing. Were you gonna add something, Emmanuel?
You didn't say it like it's that basically just like with mouse pointer. So go to my place.
If I say go to random place, then I'm not really in control of the mouse. I can't really control where this goes, and then that kind of ruins my point of playing the game. So I needed to stick to go to mouse pointer. But that was bang, bang, awesome. Thank you, Emmanuel. That was perfect. How did you know that? You've done this before? Darn it. Come on. Okay. So we're going to go to control, and we're going to grab the third command here, which is the forever loop. And we're going to have when green flag clicked, forever, point towards the mouse pointer, and then go to the mouse pointer. Now click the green flag. It's following my mouse like super fast. Why did the forever loop make a difference? Forever loops basically tell you that when green flag clicked, do this, and then do it again. And then do this, and do it again. Basically, point towards the mouse pointer, go to the mouse pointer, and repeat until the game is over. It basically makes our lives easier. Do I need to put something to make it bounce off the sides? In this game, not really, but if you want to, we can totally add that. So we go to motion, we can go to if on edge, bounce. And if I do that, this happens. If you guys like the bounce feature, you can add it, but I'm gonna not add my if on edge bounce, but that's personal preference. That's totally up to you guys if you want to keep it or not. All right, let's move on to our next part of the code. So we are going to click on the cat sprite. And, oh. Oh, your computer's crashing. Yeah. That's really weird because your connection is perfectly fine with us here on the call. As long as you're... Sorry, were you going to say something? All right, just give me 1 second. I think Tolawani was going to add something. If you're using a tablet, just follow the same code and then test it out on a computer later on. Okay. So I'm going to click on my cat2 sprite, and I'm going to click on events, and we already know when green flag clicked. I'm going to add that right there. Now, here's the thing. My cat needs to follow the mouse everywhere it goes. So it's going to follow a very similar command. So we're going to go to motion, and we're going to say point towards mouse pointer. But I don't want it to go to mouse pointer. I want it to go to the mouse. So we're going to say point towards mouse. If I do that, then every time I move my mouse or click the green flag and move my mouse, the cat moves. But the cat doesn't move by itself. So what do I need? Can you guys hear me? Okay, perfect. Esther replied. Yeah, okay, awesome. Perfect. So Esther replied a forever loop. Exactly. Awesome. Thank you. So we're going to go to control. We're going to grab a forever loop and we're going to put our point towards mouse 1 inside of it. So now my cat is always pointing towards my mouse, but it's not moving. So this is progress. This is great. Now I'm going to make it move towards my mouse, but I'm going to make it seem different every single time, just so there's more variety in the game. So I'm going to go to motion, and I'm going to go down to glide 1 second to random position. Now I don't want it to point towards me, but then glide to a random area. That doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to say glide 1 second to mouse 1. But to make the game a little bit more interesting, I'm not going to say glide 1 second to mouse 1 every single time. Otherwise, it'll be too obvious. I know how long the cat takes. So we're going to go to operators. We're going to go down to our 5th command, pick random 1 to 10. So it's not the plus minus symbol, it's pick random 1 to 10 in operators, which is a green circle. And I'm going to fit the puzzle pieces together. So we have glide.
Can you start it?
What part are you at?
At the part where it says grab the pointer and go to mouse pointer and Sprites.
Okay, so can you click on your cat sprite? By the way, if everyone else has the same code I have, can you please give me a ready in the chat while we try to help out one person here? Yeah, so you just
Sorry.
yeah, so if you choose a lion or a different animal, it's going to have a different animal option. So you just want to pick the animal option that you chose, if that makes sense. So if you chose a lion and a mouse, then the lion would have point towards mouse. But if you chose like a different animal, then it would have point towards that different animal. Oluwanifeme, I'm so bad at names. Can you just try to copy your code as fast as you can, all right? Okay. So my cat's kind of moving slowly sometimes and too fast sometimes, because if I say glide 10 seconds to mouse 1, that means it's taking 10 seconds to get to my spot, which is way too long. So we're going to change that to pick 0.1 per 1 second, which is a lot faster. It's almost 10 times faster. Think about it, it's going to go super, super fast. This makes the game a lot more interesting, because at any moment it can jump at me, and at any moment it can go super slow, and the player will never know. All right, let's keep moving forward. Now, something needs to happen to make the game get more interesting, and this is where we're going to try to add some sound, some variables, some interaction between the sprites. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Control and click on the 4th loop here, which is the if-then loop, or condition, if-then condition. You're also going to go into the circle underneath, which is sensing, and you're going to grab touching mouse pointer, the first one. But obviously, we're not touching the mouse pointer, we're touching the mouse. So if touching mouse. If touching mouse, then something should happen. If I go to sound right now, I'm going to have the sound meow, which is important, but I'm not going to keep that yet. I also want something a little bit different. So we'll grab that. If touching mouse 1, then play the sound, but also I don't want it to just play a sound. I want it to change something. I want it to change a variable. I want it to change the variable lives. Okay. All right, so let's try that. Pardon me? Opiolua, did you say something? Do you want to try typing it, Opiolua? Because you keep your audio keeps buffering. All right, so we're going to be adding a part in our code that is very different that we haven't done yet, and that is a variable. So you're going to go down to your second last circle, which is your orange circle, and you're going to click on Make a Variable. And you're going to call this variable lives for all sprites, and then click OK. Your lives variable is up here. It has 0 beside it, and it should be created. Does everyone have a lives variable? Give me already in the chat when you have a lives variable. Okay, so one.
For all sprites.
For all sprites. This variable should be for all sprites. So you go on variables, make a variable, and then call it lives for all sprites. Toluwani, if yours, yeah, we have OS helping you in the chat. So try to give her as much detail as you can about what issue you're facing, okay, bud? All right, so here we have if touching mouse 1, then play a sound, but we just created this variable. What should happen is that when my mouse and my cat touch, that means my cat bit my mouse, and that means I should lose a life. So to lose a life, I have to have a number of lives to start with. So I'm going to go to set lives to 0, and I'm going to put it right above here. And in my game, I want to have 3 lives. If you want to, you can have 5 lives. You can have 1 life. Totally up to you. So when the green flag is clicked, give me 3 lives. Perfect. I see the number has changed to 3. And when the cat touches the mouse, then I want it to change my lives. I want it to go to -1. I want it to go to 2. So I'm going to change lives by -1. Does everyone have this so far? If touching the mouse, play a sound and change lives to -1. I heard 1 yes, but when you guys are all done, please give me a Fazila, you can't hear me. This is really odd because you could hear me before. You can hear me? If your mouse won't move, make sure that you have this code, mouse pointer and mouse pointer. Yeah, Okay, does everyone have the if condition here? I'm going to grab our if condition, put it in the forever loop, and let's test out what happens. Oh my gosh. Okay. It ate me, it changed my lives, and even said the thing, but it all did that so fast. Like, it took all my lives away in one bite. That's not what I wanted. So, to make it kind of not sense all my pixels at the same time, we're going to put another sound at the end so that it doesn't repeat the loop all over again. Or we could add a wait command. Let's go to control. Let's grab this wait 1 second. Control the first condition here, wait 1 second. Alrighty. Tolawani, is your mouse working now?
Yeah,
it's working? Okay. And is your cat working? Do you have the cat code? Oluwan, is yours working now? Are you all caught up? Perfect. So can you guys just give me like a ready or a done in the chat, just like Opeolua, so we can keep going. We're getting there, Manuel. We're getting there. I haven't coded that part with you guys yet. We're going to do that right now. Perfect. Good question. So you're going to notice that my lives and your lives are going into negative numbers, which doesn't make any sense. So just like Emmanuel said, we need to figure out a way to make the lives, make the game stop when the lives is 0. So we're going to click on another if condition. Another if condition from the control section. It's your 4th circle. And in this condition, we're going to grab our variable. So the circle lives. We're going to go to variables, grab a circle lives. We're going to go to operators, and we're going to grab an equal sign. So this kind of should be clicking something. If lives equals 0, then something should happen. The game should stop. So before the game stops, I'm going to grab in looks, I'm going to grab the first command, say hello, and I'm going to say game over, just so the person knows that there's a reason why the game isn't working anymore. And then we're going to go into control. We're going to scroll down and we're going to grab a stop all command, which is your 4th last command. Does that make a little bit of sense? My voice is low on YouTube. I'm sorry. Toliwani, if you're having trouble, don't go anywhere in the end, okay? We're going to help you out. Don't stress about it. Okay. Let's just keep going. So we take our... Can you repeat that? Sorry. Oh, you can't see very well? Okay. How about now? Perfect. So we're going to take our if condition and put it underneath our previous in condition. So let's see what happens. And it says game over, and everything stops. Okay. So we have a couple minutes left and we need to finish up a little bit more. So let's try adding a timer here so that the game gets a little bit more interesting and that the person can actually win. So we're going to go to variables. We're going to click on make a variable and we're going to call this one timer for all sprites. Okay? And just like for lives, we set the lives, we initialized it. So for variable timer, I'm going to click on set lives to 0 from my commands, change lives to timer. So set timer to 30. So you're going to notice that all of them says live, so you have to click on the arrow to change it to timer. Set timer to 30, and then in a forever loop, it's just going to do one command for me over and over again. So if I say change lives by, under my forever loop, change timer by -1 under my forever loop, then it will continuously change the time for me. So I made a timer variable, I added set timer to 30, and then I said change timer by -1. So let's see what happens. I just got eaten. Let's see if I can survive 30 seconds. Nine, 8, 7. Okay, so ta-da! Oh no, my timer is going into negative numbers. So we need to do the exact same thing that we did to our lives variable. We need to do that to our timer variable so that we can actually win the game. So we're going to go to control. We're going to grab an if condition. We're going to go to variables. We're going to grab a timer. We're going to go to operators, and we're going to grab equal. So if the timer equals 0, then in looks, I'm going to grab say hello for 2 seconds, and I'm going to say, I'm tired. You win. Then I'm going to go to control, and I'm going to grab stop all and place that in there. So again, we're just exploring Scratch today, so that's why a lot of it is drag and drop for today. And then we'll get more into letting you guys code on your own in the couple more classes. So I'll play it for you guys to show you guys how it works. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm going to probably... Okay, I lost the game too fast. I'm going to change the timer to 10 to see if I can survive 10 seconds, just to show you guys how it works. If you guys think the cat is moving... Okay, look, so the timer was 0. I still had 1 life, so I won. If you guys think that the cat is moving too fast, you can change this seconds command and make it faster or slower for yourself. So make the numbers bigger if you want a slower time. If your lives are not taking away, make sure you have a -1. Change lives by -1 and not a positive simple 1. Now, in this game, we added sounds, we added lives and timers. There's a lot of other code that was supposed to be added. Because we don't have a lot of time, I'm not going to add it right now, but I would really love if you guys could add the, your own ideas, add your own, remake the code and make it better. Because this is a very basic framework of your code. Pardon me? Sorry, your volume's coming really low. Can you repeat that? Yeah? Do you want to type in the chat instead? Actually, it makes it easier. If you don't mind. Okay. Some of you guys' timer isn't working, so pay attention here, guys. make sure that when you click on variables and you said set timer to 0, you click on the arrow and you set the timer to 0. So this should have lives, this should have timer. And then you can set it to 30. Then make sure you have your change timer by a -1 and not a +1. And the other variable block that we used was change lives by -1 inside your if condition. So make sure you also have a -1 here, not a positive. Just double check those numbers because sometimes people miss them. You can't see all the blocks? Okay. Alrighty, tidy. So this is the basic code for our game today. It's very simple. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys are good to go if you are not having trouble. If you are having trouble, please do stay behind so we can help you out. All right, so most of you guys, I think it worked. Is there anyone that it worked for? Like, if it worked, can you type a worked in the chat for me? Okay, Ayamade, it worked for you. Emmanuel, it worked for you. Awesome. Chidera, Pearl, Alawana family. Awesome. So it did work for a lot of you guys. That makes me super happy. Perfect. We're going to have a more tougher code or more interesting game next week. All right, so if it worked for you and you have no questions, no concerns, you are good to go. Enjoy the rest of your day. Add stuff to this code. I'll post a homework hopefully tonight for you guys to add. Bye. Your mouse just stops. Okay. Bye, Amade. Bye, Tolawani. Tolawani, it worked for you? No, but you. Tolawani, did it work for you? A little? Okay, so if you want to stay behind, you can. I can help you out. Emmanuel, do you have a question or anything? Because I know yours worked. So you're good to go. Bye. Yes. Bye. Okay, Lua, can you say that a little louder?